Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I know that conversation got pretty heated. I'm still kind of annoyed by it personally.
I understand.
So I want to reiterate sort of what I was trying to get to, because I think you're the one who was annoyed and you deserve my full opinion on it.
I appreciate that. Go ahead.
I think every department, right? You know, whether it's DOJ, SASM, LSPD, this gang, that gang, we're all open to scrutiny, right? People are gonna, it's San Andreas, people are gonna shit on things. Sometimes it's justified, sometimes it's not, right? But what I was trying to convey there, and isn't whether or not someone is deserving of the full criticism, because things do get hyperbolized, right? But we need to be open to the idea that things are happening and people are demanding answers, and when they don't get the answers, people are going to think the worst, right?
Yeah.
And
I can understand that.
The perspective that I was trying to paint here, and I think this is me trying to shed light on the outside perspective, because in the same way I'd love for people to give the outside perspective on SASM, because when you're in the thing, you're not going to know what the outside looks like, right? Like, or what the outside is thinking or why they're thinking it. The comment that was made, and I do think it was out of line, right? It's not fair to label and brush an entire group, just as I am very much against the hashtag fuck the DOJ. It's not productive, right?
Yeah,
just as it's not productive as simply saying, you know, especially as a justice, you know, implying that all the LSPD are fucked. Is I tried to name two examples, not as a gotcha, but I want to underline what the outside is saying and annoyed with. That case with Ruby and
Oxby?
Yeah, Ruby, Oxby, and what's his name? Ruby, Oxby, and Bill Mays, that's his name.
Oh God. Yeah.
On the docket, technically speaking, by the letter of the law, there was a crime committed, right?
Oh my God.
Yeah. And there isn't no malice, right? I don't think Ruby, for example, is like, let's go hide this evidence. I don't necessarily think that even Bill was like, let's go hide this evidence. I think the first thing is there's a fundamental misunderstanding that statements that are in relation to a incident, like an incident in like an event, right?
Yep.
Is not evidence, but it is.
It is.
As a consequence of that, in this docket case, and you can look at it for yourself, when Bill Mays instructed Ruby, this is the most I know because I tried to get statements and, you know, they may deny it. This is why I'm recording everything now. From the chief, I tried to get it from Maxwell, tried to get it from a number of folks. They refuse to give the statements. Where does that put me as a position? I now have to act just as you would, right? If you're investigating a case and let's say the gang's not willing to say take it to court, I need to then act based on the limited information I got, right? I can't do it based on happenstance statements or whatever. Now, in having done so, we didn't take action. Right? Why? Because not that we necessarily couldn't. I didn't think it'd be a healthy resolution given the fact the individual was fired. However, from the outside perspective, like the judges, they saw what occurred and they're wondering to themselves, if this happened here, is it happening again? Right? And I think that's like the reason why Faulkner brought up that statement. Now, I don't think that's reflective of what you do, right? But it's understandable why others may feel that way. And even within SASM, I can sometimes feel powerless, or the marshals, because we can't even correct it if we can't even get a statement. Imagine what would you think if you were a marshal and you're like, hey guys, someone made this complaint. I need your statement as to what occurred. And they say, we're not going to give one. You're trying to impeach us. You're trying to press charges on us. Bring us to court. What's your thought going to be, right? You're going to be like, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah, why are you not just being clear about what happened is what I would say.
That's very much it. The reason I brought up the Carmela situation, and I'm going to tell you what I said, and I'm going to swear on my damn parents on this. I wasn't able to reach you for 2 days, right? Not your fault, not my fault. It's just, I think you were out one day and then maybe I woke up late. I don't know. So I called the Shift 1 captain, a.k.a. Maxwell, and I said, hey, King told me he's working on this case. I want you to be aware because it came to me first, and we already spoke about this, which is Carmela came to me and she wanted to press charges on Alana. I don't even need to I'm not even obligated to go to you guys. I can just go and press charges. I didn't do that, right?
Yeah.
Nor do I want to do that. Instead, I told her to go to PD directly and ask for the incident. Why? Because it doesn't need to be turned into a big deal, right? All she needs is a report stating what occurred. And if something bad happened, bad happened. If she decides to go to a court case with it, so be it, right? Like, who cares? Right? It's not the end of the world. It's the allegation of Alana attacking her while people watched.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think you did diligently go and get statements. Now, here's where things kind of, and I'm just going to be open about this because I'm not interested in pursuing this. I got about 4 statements from a number of individuals, and I was going to share that with you. This is my first time having this conversation. I don't know if this is whether this was brought up to you, but it was supposed to be relayed. Is that I got a statement from her, I got a statement from a handful of others, and the end of which was just go and get the report, right? Now, the very next day, I found out the moment I brought in some of the law enforcement, specifically, I brought in, what's his name? He's a Shift 2 BCSO officer, Romello.
Oh, yeah. I like Romello.
I made it very clear that I'm collecting statements before people speak to each other. I'm pretty sure he immediately went and spoke about it. Now,
I wouldn't be
because
surprised.
immediately after a report started getting written. Now, here's the thing, right? I'm not trying to get someone hammed up, but from an investigator perspective, it's kind of sus, right? It allows for collusion. But whatever, I'm going to put that to the side. I then woke up the next morning and a Shift 3 officer upgraded the report to a senior report. The problem with that, and I'm telling you from an outside perspective, right? What has been communicated by me from the DOJ, and I hold the same position, is there's 2 stances, and I'm not sure if you're aware about this, but there is a belief that command reports and senior reports should not be available not just to the judiciary, but the marshals. This goes back to the Ruby situation, right? Yeah. Because that turned into something bigger than it needed to be as a consequence of, oh no, something bad's going to happen, instead of just telling the truth. And it would have been like a slap on the wrist for Bill Mays, probably. Is that report got brought to a senior report. The issue with that is now effectively, because there's a report at the top of what Bison has written that she's requested a FOIA, there's now 3 days to deliver the FOIA. But that report is now a senior report. And some of the statements, which are inherently evidence, right? Because let's say someone did something bad and command needs to write something about it, right? That's fine to go in a command report. But only the bits of like wrongdoing, not statements of what occurred on the scene. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
I'm trying to differentiate.
Yeah, no,
so
I get it.
I called Maxwell to alert her that these 2 things existed. I will tell you, this is not me stirring. And not trying to create tension between you two. I am simply telling you what was relayed to me. She said that King told me to put it in there. I know
Yep.
that's not the case because it didn't exist before she did. And secondly, she's she's a captain. And I told her that I get it. Maybe that's not what he meant. But regardless of that, that is still evidence. And it is the equivalency of what happened with Ruby and that whole court case. Is that even though in that case it was like shell casings or whatnot, that statement inherently is still evidence, and it needs to be moved into a regular report or dissected. So some of let's say the opinions on what should happen is in the command report, but what was actually witnessed should be in a regular report, because absent that, it is going to be viewed not by me, but from a legal perspective, hiding of evidence. Like, we need to, let's fix this together, right?
Fuck.
And the resolution was, I will fix it. It's still not fixed. I don't even know if she spoke to you about it. So,
We spoke. We had a shouting match about it, actually, to be honest with you. So
Okay.
I was pissed off, and I said, well, what do you mean you told them that that I told you to put you're a captain? And I said, all that. It's since been resolved. I won't go into all the details of that argument.
Yeah. The T is I'm not
I wasn't
interested in. It was only, hey, I'm letting you guys know that Carmela is due this report, right? I don't want to see you guys get fucked, right?
Yeah.
I
know
haven't
Opal's
pressed
handling that
charges
now.
against y'all. Yeah.
Opal is handling that, as well as basically, I believe Maxwell's statement from the command report is going into that main report. So whatever she said there, it is going to be, it'll be out there.
Thank God.
I think with the situation with Bison's statement, I don't think Maple was being a knob. He called me and said, isn't this supposed to be a senior report? And I said, I'm not sure. It might be. But then he said, it's something, it's very, the way that it was written came across very, this is an internal report thing. But at no point would I ever, Albert King, hide or attempt to hide any information from anyone. If someone said to me, I'm calling you to court so you can talk about this, to present your findings from a command perspective, I would absolutely do that, even if it meant I'd have to drop somebody in it, which would, because they've done something wrong.
Yeah.
There'll never be a question of whether I would do that or not. Of course I would, always.
What I'm seeing with this situation is an attempt to do corrective behavior being seen as someone's going to get ACR'd and impeached, which is not the intention.
Yeah,
right?
no, I don't think you're trying to do that either.
And the problem is that I think there are reactions occurring as a consequence. But the problem is that those reactions make the situation look worse. Because when you start looking at the timestamps, right, which is what I'm obligated to do, right? We are now in a scenario where it's like, yo, no statements were made that day. Yes, she went to PD and asked for these things. She was told to fuck off, etc., etc. It starts to look really bad, and it doesn't need to look bad, right? It just needs to be fixed in 30 minutes?
When we talked about this the first time, it was just after a PD meeting on the phone. I told her to get her report into, or her statement into that command report as soon as possible so I could look through everybody's statements from all of it. Again, it wasn't to avoid putting it into the main report. It was simply to collate all of the information together so I had all the info.
Yes.
So I wanted to make sure it was done. That whole thing really pissed me off. And again, like I said back in Polito, was another thing that makes us all look like fucking idiots. The fact that she was even rehired pisses me off to another degree. I do not understand why that has happened. I wasn't even approached about it. I just, at the end of the day, I'm trying to look after my shift and make sure everything's pushing forward and everyone does things correctly. And conducts themselves professionally, and that's ideally what I, that's what I want. It's what I want my fucking. I can't speak English. God, sorry. It's been a long day and my mind's going blank. The shift that I work in, I want to be the best I could possibly make it. But I'm willing to do whatever I need to do to fix this situation, because obviously I haven't helped it. I should have thought about the fact that Maple was moving that report, but I really didn't think that report was going to be the one that would be subpoenaed, so I wasn't really that concerned about it.
I think the way it works and what I tried to convey here, right, is, and I've held this stance from the very beginning, I'm not interested in a assassin that goes and looks for reasons to impeach people, right?
Yeah,
it is, we find something, we put it forward so that it gets corrected, right? And the correction is like, hey guys, you might have missed something here, right? Like, hey, this could be a problem, so that it doesn't turn into a court case. But the problem I'm seeing is that these things continue to turn into some other shit. And then it puts everyone in a shitty spot, right? Because now
I feel like I feel like I'm in between a rock and a hard place, Brian. That's what I feel like at the moment.
Yeah. I don't think people should get in trouble over a Carmine, or sorry, a Carmela and oh my God, like, is this what it is, right? It also makes it more frustrating to me, if I'm going to be blunt, is like when I'm talking to a captain and they're quite literally lying for no reason, right? Just for what feels like a one-up. That might not be the intention.
The conversation we just had in Polito?
Yeah.
Oh
like, it's like, I don't know how to tell you this other than the Bill Mays situation was actively, from a legal perspective, being covered up when it literally could have just been like, listen, dumb fuck, Bill, you're not allowed to do this. You're a subject of the investigation. You're the primary prosecutor. It would have been like 3 statements, end of a situation. But once everyone and their mother is salvaging for drama, right? Then, you know, now all of a sudden it looks bad, right? So
how do I save my department from going down this route, Brian?
I think if there's a problem in shift 1, I'll bring it to you.
Okay.
And you just course correct, right? Like in this case, I'm just letting you know the only thing I am bringing up is, hey, she made a FOIA request. She is owed the results of the FOIA, right? And what she does with it is her prerogative.
Yeah.
Right?
I agree.
And if that doesn't happen, like, it's going to get worse, right?
Yeah.
Not even regardless of my involvement, right? And I need to say this because it's my job to say it, because she came to us, right?
Yeah. I got you.
And SASP, but that's coming down the line, right?
SASP, huh?
Yeah. Like I said, man, the marshals aren't being developed for today, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
People get very scared when you mention state troopers, but I'm sure you already know that.
I like the name marshals more.
So do I, personally.
Yeah.
Anyways, but I understand what you're trying to do. And I have a lot of respect for it.
I even joke about that a little bit. Look, I only take it so much before I start trolling about, yes, we're taking over. Even though that's mostly true anyways.
Well, I mean, I'm not really of the mindset that that's a bad thing, Brian. I've told you I didn't say that, disregard. But I think, you know, I've told many marshals what my vision or what I think the marshals are as what I see you guys as. And I'm sticking true to that. I've been speaking to Aldo quite a lot. I've been speaking to Roof quite a lot. Chapman's been fantastic.
Yeah, these guys want to help a lot. I'm going to be open with you. You know that my last conversation with Pred, and this is like, Frost was there as my witness. My goal is to work with both departments. I was told, outside of I'm going to kill you, is that he wants you guys working on your own accord. That puts me in a shitty spot, right?
Are you talking about the detective shit?
Correct.
Oh, God.
Now, it's a Rhodes like, literally, Opal called me frustrated not knowing about certain cases with the financial stuff. And I'm like, look, we opened the door for it. We have too much to handle ourselves. We are actively working with other folks on this. I want that. It should not be a Marshall thing. It shouldn't be an LSPD thing. There's going to be some tongue-in-cheek about it, right? That's understandable. But when it enters into the line where people are obstructing each other by the Oxford Dictionary definition, not the San Andreas version, no one wins, right?
Yeah.
Who's
valid.
the enemy? The criminals or each other?
Hopefully the criminals. They are in my case. That's what my focus is on.
Yeah. So I will continue to support that.
Thank you, sir.
I just think that there are things that you may not know is occurring that some of these reactions are deriving from, right?
Yeah,
and we're becoming our own worst enemy is where I'm going with this.
Yeah, I don't think I'm thinking enough about the context that I lack, and I need to remember the fact that there are 24 hours to the day, and I'm not on duty for all of them.
No,
so,
and to be clear, even Dakota and Aldo are confused with it because by the time tsunami it happens post tsunami, right? So a lot of the fuckery isn't happening when the three of you guys are around. So I can understand the shell shock of it, but you know,
well, I'm attempting. I mean, that's why I'm here now. I've been here for 9 hours, which is crazy for me. But I'm tempting to do this.
You need to become a captain.
I've been avoiding that for 2 years, Brian. Really.
Well,
I'm very passionate about pushing people that haven't necessarily done that into positions, and then me trying to support them where I can and stuff. But also with that comes dangerous territory where they'll do things where I cannot support them.
You're quite literally doing the job already right now, right?
Oh.
Like I said, I've tried to have this conversation with Carmine, tried to have this conversation with Maxwell. But if those conversations start defensively, like as if we're going to do something when we have no history of doing it, you're kind of stuck just,
Well, I'm of the mindset where if I've done something wrong or approached something incorrectly, then I need to rectify that. And I don't like the notion or potential reality where there's a major split between LSPD and the marshals. That doesn't sit well with me. I think we'd be shooting ourselves in the foot in terms of what resources you have available. I
have never prevented anyone other than Miller. And that's been a recent development due to the shit he said to me. From being involved in any case. Aaron has been very much clued in. Opal on and off, but that Opal doesn't sometimes express herself, but we've been involving her as much as we can. But I'm
trying to get her out there a bit more, by the way. So hopefully she will.
Closed mouths don't get fed. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah.
So
don't ask, you don't get, etc.
Yep, exactly. Anyways,
okay. Well, this has cleared a lot of stuff up for me, and I'm going to do my best to get the context in full going forward.
I'm going to be a fucking terrible mayor.
Because there's obviously a lot I'm missing when I'm not around, and I'm going to attempt to be around a lot more in the evening. So if there's anything that you need to speak to me about, or if there's any situations any marshal needs to speak to me about, I'd be very happy to do that.
Absolutely.
As well as talking about anything that needs to be talked about.
And if there's issues with Shift 1, with cases or whatever it is, don't hesitate to ask me directly. You know what I mean?
I would appreciate that. Wait, what cases you guys are running or stuff?
Yeah, whatever it is. Like people are bringing up I'm not interested in crying. So if people are complaining about something, just give me a ring and I'll just give you a direct answer.
That's perfect. I like that.
All right.
I do have a question though. It's a bit of a concern that I have, and you might be aware of this already.
What's going on, Maxwell?
There are a lot of people working on this financial stuff, and I'm worried there's too many fingers in the pie. Is that the case?
Gets in car, does not want to drive.
Spike's car.
I can drive. All right, Carmine, I'll talk to you later. I just want to give you.
You guys need any help? What's up?
About that. All right.
Oh,
Who's
she's getting
driving?
a ride, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. All right.
Opal, where are you going?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I guess it's that time of day.
Or is it shootout?
No, just all the captains, I think, hiding in bushes or doing something.
Captains are hiding in bushes?
I don't know what I just saw.
Where are you?
We're at the observatory. Maybe not. Maybe they're probably. I think Opal was just with.
Bruce Kent is up there.
I got no idea. Anyways.
Angel's up there.
Yeah.
Each is around there, but
it's probably nothing.
That's random.
Yeah. Anyways,
but
all
yeah,
right.
anything you guys need, if you need to chat to me about something or
Yeah.
you have information that you need to go through to the police department, please come and speak to me.
The
I'd be very happy
biggest
to
thing
do
that we're finding right now is these random financial investigations starting.
Yeah.
And it not being communicated.
Yeah.
And Opal's brought this up already. I directed her. I'm like, hey, Springfield runs all our financial stuff. Obviously, our Bruce Baylor investigation wasn't just Bruce. It extended to a bunch of other shit that we
She's
have
amazing,
active.
by the way.
And we're not saying no to any of this. We're just, we don't know unless someone asks, right? And you know, I get it. You guys can't see our shit, but like, you know, if someone's working it, come to us, right? As opposed to, you know, hearing things like, if you should have given us the Bruce case, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not productive. Like, anyways,
God.
But, yeah.
Wait, is that something that happened? Somebody came to you and said, "Give us the case."
That was, yes, that was Pred, right?
Why?
Good question, right? In the same vein, there's apparently Carmine's got a bunch of cases open which are undocumented, and I only learned about this separately. And I know that I directed Opal to talk to Carmine about it because we don't want to get into a road situation, right? And
oh God,
so
we can't have any.
We just need organization. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah,
really.
I understand. I really don't want there to be any mistakes around the financial stuff, given how important it is.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right. I'm most definitely going to be directing people towards Jessica because I know for a fact how hard she's been working on all this stuff.
Yeah, it's
so I will make sure I do that.
She has a good understanding of who's touching what and combining folks together, right?
My fucking God. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's really good to hear. Okay. So with regards to this detective unit, what the fuck am I supposed to do about it? Because is this going to
literally no idea. I told Pred he needs to, you know, lean instead of putting down Aaron and Opal, which he was doing in his own words because he thinks it's funny. I said, you know, give your actual detectives the fucking unit and let them cook.
Yeah, they do need to cook.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I better go because Ruby's waiting to chat to me. She's just noticed I'm on duty and she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
No worries.
Never around that this time.
All right.
I'm gonna go chat to her.
It might be about this thing.
God,
yeah. Well, don't worry too much. I put it in front of her because like I said, I wasn't getting action from the others. So,
gotcha. Okay. I know. I can tell you that Opal is working on that, and everything will be correct. There won't be anything that's missed out. And if it's a case of whether I need to be called in to Carmela's court case to state what my findings and thoughts were, or not necessarily thoughts, but what my professional understanding of the situation was, then I'd be happy to do that.
Okay. Easy enough. All right.
Thanks for your time. And thank you for clarifying. It really did help me a lot. So thank you for that.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. You take care.
Have a good day, Brian. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
My God, he's done.
All right. Sorry about that. I was on the phone with King because I know he had a legitimate concern. So I wanted to give him like direct context without the other bullshit. So.
Fair enough. But what did you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about I want to continue bringing legislation your way and encouraging folks like we saw with Rosner, putting changes forward because